I'm going to give you the 5 B2B sales techniques that are going to help you close more deals immediately. You are either doing these things right or you are doing these things wrong, but you are doing it. And most salespeople actually have one or more of these 5 things in reverse, working against them to not close the deal. Number 1 is the 60-40 rule of talk time. You want to make sure that your prospect is talking at least 60% of the time. If you are talking 50% or more, it means that you are one of those amateur salespeople that thinks, I've got the gift of gab and I just keep gabbing, the deal's gonna get closed. No, it's not. Your prospect's gonna be like, dude, get me off the phone with this freak. I don't want to talk to them anymore. So you want to have 60% that the prospect is talking, sometimes 70%. You don't want to go over them talking 70% because now they're running the conversation. 30-40% of the time you should be talking, and those questions should be directing the conversation by asking questions that really feel authentic, like they were asked based off of the last thing that your prospect said. Now, we have entire 45-minute master classes on how to run discoveries and all that stuff. If you want that, I'm going to have resources in the description and on my channel. But for now, just know you want to be able to run a really good discovery call by asking great questions, by leading and having the prospect talking 60 to 70% of the time. Number 2 is asking problem-solving questions. People get on this sales call because they have a problem to solve. The mistake that most amateur B2B salespeople make is they try to make friends. Hey, I just want to be your buddy. That's okay to be friendly, a little bit nice, but really the person is here because they've got a problem. They didn't come here to make a friend. They came here to solve a problem. So we want to get to the problem. We want to probe the problem. We want to see what impact that problem is having on them. We want to see how many quarters they've missed their KPIs because of this problem. What happens if next quarter they don't make their KPIs because of this problem? I want to understand what they've tried to fix this problem, what they're considering to fix this problem, what impact it's having on them. All of these things. I want to understand the problem from the full spectrum of how the organization and each individual stakeholder sees this problem, so that when I do go and pitch, I can position my pitch and my service and my offer authentically as the solution to their problem. Number 3 technique is good probing and labeling. Now, this is kind of just going deeper into the problem-solving questions. I'm going to give you a little bit of a sequence here. So, John, or I could say, hey, John, what's your biggest challenge with your CRM right now? Or, hey, John, tell me what's not working the way it could be with your lead flow right now? Oh, the lead flow is pretty good. It was, gotcha. Well, what would make it better? Well, you know what? We don't really have enough flow. That most people are doing their own hunting, and then inbound's pretty unpredictable. This is where I want to probe in. Unpredictable? Yeah, well, it's kind of up and down. Some weeks we're overloaded and some weeks we just don't have enough. You see, my probing was literally simple words, and I was just using what they said, or I could just say, tell me more. I want to keep my probing very simple. Not enough? Yeah, well, it's like I got some really good sales guys here, and if they could just get more meetings, you close more deals. How long has that been going on for? Man, as long as I've been the CRO. We've tried a bunch of different things, couldn't get it fixed. How long have you been the CRO? Well, they took me on the last 6 months, and I've been trying to fix the organization since. We've had a little lift, but we're still pretty inconsistent. I gotcha. And what impact is that having on the team? Well, so we did lose a sales guy because we don't have enough lead flow and he went somewhere else, blah, blah. You see, so I'm unearthing the problem with good probing questions. And then here's how I label that. Gotcha, John. So what I'm kind of hearing you say is you came on as a CRO 9 months ago to fix the lead flow issue. It's been inconsistent. It's been up and down. You lost one of your good sales reps because you went to a company that had better lead flow and more stuff happening. And if you don't get this on track in the next couple quarters, you're going to have to make some tough decisions about who to keep on your sales team and maybe reorganize. Now, did I miss anything, or does that pretty much cover it? No, that covers it, Tim. You see, I unearthed the problem, I probed in the problem, and then I labeled the problem using their language. Now, if I can get to that, unearthing the problem, probing the problem, creating a label around the problem in the first 10 minutes of the call, 5 minutes of the call, I tell you what, I got more in that 5 or 10 minutes than most salespeople would get on 2 or 3 calls. And if you can do that, I promise you the rest of the entire sales process, as long as you stay focused on solving that problem, what have you try to solve this? What are you thinking about to solve this? What does your CEO think about this? What does your COO think about this? When you keep it on problem solving and probing into it, you're just going to get way more deals across the line. Number 4 is stop asking, does that make sense? Does that make sense? So you're going to get this, that, and the other. Does that make sense? Yep. Okay, and you're going to do this and the other. Does that make sense? Yep. If you ask, does that make sense? What are people going to say? Yep. But what happens if it doesn't make sense? They're going to go, yep. So what I want to do instead is I want to say, hey, what here is is missing that you guys want to see? Well, this and the other. Hey, what here is a red flag for you? No, nothing. You see, so if I'm asking no-oriented questions, hey, what would keep you guys from moving forward with this program? Well, budget. Like you see, I'm by asking no-oriented questions, I'm either getting them to say, well, here's the thing, and I'm able to handle the objection on the spot, or they're going, no, I mean, it looks, and they're selling me on them liking this product. So kill the whole, does that make sense? Does that make sense? Hey, does that make sense? And start asking no-oriented questions. Number 5 is something that drives me nuts because every B2B sales team does the worst thing possible. They do the pitch, they send out the proposal, they go, that deal went so well, they're going to close. They said they're going to sign by next Tuesday. And then that's supposed to be cricket noises. Yeah, if you know what I'm talking about, in the comments, write crickets. If you've ever gotten sent out a proposal and gotten crickets, write in the comments crickets, or even share your story if you want, because that's what happens when you stop the deal momentum. The buyer didn't stop the momentum. You're blaming the buyer. Oh, they just don't. Oh, I don't know. I'm waiting on them. No, you stopped the deal momentum. They didn't kill the deal. You did, because you're the one that's supposed to keep it moving forward. And you're supposed to understand it by asking, so if you like this, what's the next step in the process? You got to talk to this person. What's legal going to want to see to make sure the agreement is good? You have to unearth what the process is on the discovery throughout the pitch, throughout the calls, and you have to have the next meeting schedule on the calls. So it is your job to keep deal momentum. If you do that, you're going to be miles ahead of most B2B salespeople by far. So that's the 5 things. Number 1, 70-30 talk time, maybe 60-40 talk time. Don't talk more than 30 or 40% of the time. Problem solving questions, making sure that you are focused on solving a problem, not making a friend. Solve the problem, you'll have a friend. Have a friend, you're probably not going to get the deal. 3 is probing into and labeling that problem. That's critical, because just asking surface level problem questions isn't going to help. You want to really probe and label. Number 4 is stop asking, does that make sense? Hey, here's my pitch. Does that make sense to you? Yeah, sure. Start asking questions around, hey, what's missing here? What would keep the deal from moving forward? And number 5 is keep the deal momentum flowing and going. Keep the next meeting scheduled. Keep it going. I put together a full-on masterclass that I'm releasing all the videos for a training. I used to charge $10,000 to have access to about 5 hours of sales content. I'm putting it all onto a YouTube playlist, and I have free resources I'm giving out on every single video. Click that right here on the end. Go to the playlist. You can look through all the videos in the playlist. I mean, I'm giving out a ton of information there. So I'll see you in the next video.